Hey guys, welcome back to Dark Souls, and I am naked again. So let's, well, before we talk to Andre, because he's gonna want something of ours, let's check out the Divine Ember here. So this is Ember for Blacksmith Weapon Ascension. It's a very important key item here. So Ember required for Weapon Ascension. Divine Embers are property of the Church and intended for Divine Blacksmiths. So that guy who we got this from must have been a Divine Blacksmith. It ascends +5 standard weapons to divine weapons. Divine weapon can be reinforced to +5. On the divine side, that means. Divine weapons are for undead hunting, used against undead and the pawns of necromancers. Also, for those more eagle-eyed, I'm on my backup. Yet again, it's a very minor thing, but I mean, I missed a little bit of dialogue, so I want to get as much of that as I can, so I just went on my backup, caught up, killed the Moonlight Butterfly, or rather, Beatrice killed the Moonlight Butterfly for me, and now we can talk to this fellow.
My, that's a rare ember you have there. I've seen one of those before. It's the ember of a divine blacksmith. Might you consider leaving that with me? I can produce divine weapons with a flame such as that.
Absolutely. So we'll give him the Divine Ember.
Well, thanks for that. You've made a fine decision. You soon shall see.
So now we have the ability, if we have a weapon up to +5, which we do on our other character, but not yet for this guy. Still have his mace at +3. We'll be able to turn into a divine mace. Not that we're necessarily going to do that just yet, although maces are a very good option because skeletons are some of the main enemies you want divine for. It permanently kills them, whereas without divine, they'll usually come back to life pretty quickly. But yeah, we'll get to that when we get there. Let's talk to Andre a little more.
This is the old church. It was abandoned in favor of the church that you passed through. There are paths leading from here to two forbidden plains, Sen's Fortress and the Darkroot Garden. They attract all sorts of lunatics, no one as cultured as yourself. It's fine to be undead, but keep a level head, eh?
Andre's a poet, and also we're so cultured wearing no clothes. It's beautiful.
Sen's Fortress is an old proving grounds built by the ancient gods. It is the only route leading to the great Anor Londo. Of course, most fools can't even find their way into that fortified death trap. But they won't stop trying. Take that bumbling Sir Onion.
Oh, Sir Onion. I love that guy. But, so yeah, he mentions to get to this mysterious Anor Londo, this great city Anor Londo, we have to go through Sen's Fortress, so that's pretty much our destination at the moment, whether we know it or not. Right now, I think all we know is we want to ring the 2 bells of awakening, but from there we're going to learn more, and we're going to find that Anor Londo is going to be one of our main destinations. Also, he mentions that this place we're in right now is actually the old church, and the parish above is the new church. And that's where we'll be fighting the Bell Gargoyles, but not yet.
I know little of the Darkroot Garden, although I've heard rumors of a divine blacksmith who resides there. Those who get stumped in the catacombs seek him for divine weapons.
So we already knew about this, talking about the Divine Blacksmith. We found him last episode after defeating the Moonlight Butterfly, petrified in place, and we got the Divine Ember from him, which we just gave to Andre. So he even gives a little hint there, though, that those who get stumped in the catacombs go to him for divine weapons. So if you want to go to the catacombs, that's kind of the first logical place to go, is to get something to turn at least one of your weapons into a divine weapon, so...
I'll be seeing you then. Be careful out there.
And I'm pretty certain that's all he has to say. I'll put some clothes back on, and that's pretty much all you missed. So, I'll head upstairs. I'm gonna level up on my main character once I get back on there, and then we'll continue through and figure out our next destination. Let's check out Justice Master. Hey folks, so you'll notice this isn't the whore, although he's an equally beautiful man, goes by the name of Justice Master, and I just want to point something out real quick. He has killed Quelaag. I believe I have less than 2 hours playtime on this guy, and he's only got a +5 battle axe, so knowing that, I haven't played this guy in forever, but it made me feel a little bit better about approaching Quelaag this early on in the game. I'm not sure I know her as well as I used to, but we'll figure it out, and yeah, so I just wanted to point out as well, because I wasn't able to show this off on the horror. You'll see this bridge here. This is actually the boss arena of the Moonlight Butterfly, and if you see here, you can see it there kind of shimmering just on top. It's a little blurry, a little hard to see. I'll see if I can get a better angle from this way, but it's little details like this that I really love about the game, is that you can actually see a lot of these creatures. Or at least, you know, a portion of them. Like, we saw the Asylum Demon before he jumped down. That was a slightly lesser example, because it's just before you actually fight him. But in this case, I mean, you see it pretty clearly right up there from quite a ways away. At least, like, a good, you know, I mean, 5 minutes if you just bolted straight through, but maybe 10-15 minutes otherwise. You can see him right there, so... Cool little detail. He's just kind of gently waving his wings in the wind. Cool stuff. Anyways, that's all I wanted to show you guys, so back to the main horror. Finally, back on our main guy. So I was going to level up. Oh, I didn't point this out. I actually bought the repair box. I want to show it right here. It's 2,000 souls. Bought the repair box, so when we head down to Blighttown, we'll at least be able to fix up our weapons in case they break, because it's a long way from any blacksmiths down there. You got specialized mortar used to repair weapons and armor by grinding repair powder. Rest at a bonfire to make weapon and armor repair possible. Repair powder is fragile and cannot be taken along. So you got that. That's the only thing I purchased from Andre.
Well, hello again. You seem to be doing all right. Need anything forged?
Okay, so, and then I just wanted to show, we could buy the Crest of Artorias here. Crest opens sealed door in Heart of the Forest. You might have noticed there's kind of the shining emblem slot in a door near the bonfire in Darkroot Garden. That is actually, this is the key to that shortcut that takes you to the upper part of Darkroot, I believe Darkroot Forest. 20,000 souls, so it's a little expensive, and we do have enough to buy it at this point, but I don't think it's worth it at this moment, so we're actually going to focus on leveling up and just getting our vitality, endurance, etc. up. So the door leads to the grave of Sir Artorias the Abyss Walker. Many adventurers have left for the grave, but none have returned, for they make easy prey for local bandits. With such dangers, the crest can do more harm than good in the hands of the uninitiated. That's the reason I'm not going to buy it. It's just, it's not something we need to do till later, and it's kind of, it's a tough area, and I don't want to mess with it. Not just yet, so... Oh, sorry. Nearly blew right past the bonfire. So, let's take a look at what we've got going on right now. We have 2 attunement slots and not really anything to put in the second one, so we're going to leave that as is. Let's get vitality up. Food. And then strength. 15, 15, 15. Let's just even it right out. I think that's fair. Cool. So we got each of those up just a little bit. Honestly, leveling up isn't, like, integral to your success. The knowledge of the bosses is a little more so, and your weapons being at a decent upgrade level. We've got our mace at +5, and as I said, Justice Master had his battle axe at +5, so we'll see. I mean, they're different weapon types, and I think I do a little better with the battle axe than I do with the mace, but we're gonna give it a fair shot and see what happens. Even before that, though, I was thinking, and I may take a return trip to the Northern Asylum, since we're heading down that way now, to see if we can take care of something there. Now this is usually something I save for at least after Blighttown. But we're gonna... a little bit of a speed hump there. Was getting stuck on it. Yeah, so we head up this way. And gotta go along here. Also, just to point out, it's a beautiful view from up here. You can see a lot from out this way. The nest is kind of obscuring it a little bit. Let me pull out my binoculars. There you go. You can see this humongous tree right here. And that actually, the base of that tree leads to this swampy area down here, kind of covered in this dense brown fog. That is Blighttown. We can't see it close up, so we don't have a good view of it yet, but that's Blighttown. And it's interesting how the world connects like that. There are a lot of areas like this where, looking from different parts of the world, you can see how each area interconnects, and that interconnectivity of the world is really great. So let's curl up like a ball. Let's stand up. Let's do some exercises. Okay. So this is a little bit of a weird prompt, but if we sit here for a little while... See the raven down there. Or the crow, rather. I love that freeze frame as you're flying off from Lordran, just those eyes. It's incredible. So, welcome back to the Northern Undead Asylum. There are some things we can do here, and we shall be doing them. But we do have some torch-wielding undead, and, I mean, undead themselves, not that big of a deal, not very much health, but, thing is, those torches, they can be a little painful, so... Anyways. So there are a few more things for us to see in this area now.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
This is Snuggly the Crow. You can't actually physically see them, or at least I don't believe you can. But if you leave warm objects in their nest, then you can actually get things for them. And that ranges pretty greatly. Right now I don't think we have much in the way of warm and soft, so we're gonna leave out on that for now. But you can trade with Snuggly and get things from them. But you actually have to, you drop them, and then she'll tell you whether or not it's something that she wants. Then if you load out, load back in, or at least I think if you load out, load back in, then you can get whatever it is that you're going to get. Either that, or I forget if in this game it was immediate. I don't think it was. I think it was in Dark Souls 2. I know in Demon Souls you had to actually load out, load back in, but not certain here. So... gonna check out... Well, let's rest at the bonfire first so we don't have to worry about having to make a trip back here. Let's also kindle this thing, because we want to have a nice amount of Estus flasks in case we use up a lot here, because we will be encountering a boss fight here. So, let me recall... Back in here, it's Oscar. He perished. We heard him die and disappear, but he's back and imaginably hollowed. He's gone insane, mad and soul-starved. As far as we're concerned, that's no way to live. So I think it would be a merciful act to spare him from a fate like that. Sorry, Oscar. And for that we get his crest shield. Take a look at that. Shield of a nameless knight, likely a high-ranked knight of Astora. One of the enchanted blue shields, the crest shield greatly reduces magic damage. So similar to the dragon crest shield which we picked up by the undead dragon, this is the one that's wielded by Oscar of Astora. And we do have some tutorial messages here, just in the initial area of the Souls games. Usually they give you these... Ooh! I didn't know that came back. They give you those pre-made messages. Wow. Well, I fell for that trap now. Hurrah. Okay. So that's one thing we can take care of here. It's actually a really smart idea to come here before going to Blighttown, and you guys will see the reason why once we get down there. Well, you'll even see why when we get the ring that we're gonna get here. It is absolutely invaluable in that section of the game. Okay, so now we actually have two of these folks here, but if we can draw them one at a time, it makes them quite a bit less of a hassle. There you go. Closer. Kick you. We use the floor 2 west key. Drag this guy with us a little bit. And we can see right there, it's an item. Rusted iron ring. So we could have seen this from this end of the asylum, but we couldn't actually get up to it because the stairway's a little bit crumbled. Not really a good way to get up there. I don't believe there's anything too valuable here, but let's check out that ring, shall we? So the rusted iron ring improves balance on poor footing. This iron ring was used to shackle the guilty. It is terribly rusted and faintly stained with blood. To those who find this strange ring to their liking... those who find the strange ring to their liking will be pleased to find it easier to gain footing on poor ground, such as swamps. And that right there is a pretty clear indication that it's going to help us out in Blighttown. Because the swamp will slow us down, and it's not fun to be walking around there without a little bit of help with your footing. So the rusted iron ring, not required, very highly recommended. So yeah, I guess we'll just make this episode for our return to the Northern Undead Asylum, and then we'll follow up and head to Blighttown next episode. It's a little bit crazy progression-wise, I know. I'm trying to keep things interesting, do stuff a little out of order. Normally, we would have fought the Bell Gargoyles quite a while ago, but we're just having a good time with this. We're seeing what we can do out of order. So, you might recall... Oh, hi there. You might recall we heard growling here, and we can still hear it, even after killing the Asylum Demon from above. And the reason for that is... there's another one below. And this one's quite a bit nastier. A lot more health. You see, we did pretty minimal damage there. He's got an area of effect. He's bad news. But there is a way to deal with them. It's kind of big. It's a little bit hard to see where you're going with this guy. We can't even really see his upper half while we're fighting him up close. So this might take a while. This might be the rest of the episode. But yeah. Stab, area of effect. That thing does have pretty lengthy range, so you want to be careful around it. Don't underestimate it. At least I believe it does. Let's see. Okay, so it can't hit us from back there. Maybe it's more towards the front. But I believe if he stabs it down the ground there, you don't want to be too close to him. And if you can get him to repeat that like this, I mean, here's the boss fight right here. Just smack him in the butt. Back off, don't get greedy. If he faces towards you, get around back, correct yourself, whatever you gotta do. The Stray Demon is intimidating, but not altogether that bad of a boss. Of course, now that I say that, I'm gonna have all kinds of problems with him, but you know how it is. Okay, so we've gotten the Stray Demon about halfway down. Honestly, this is the most boring fight in the game, if you ask me. And this isn't even the last time we'll be seeing this type of demon. You fight these guys 3 times over the course of the game. Once at the beginning, once here, the same location no less, and then once further on. He's a little cooler in his 3rd incarnation, but still, it's the same fundamental boss, and it's pretty comedic. But 2 tidbits of advice if you want to speed up this fight a little bit. First one is bring a bleeding weapon. If you have a bleeding weapon that's upgraded, like the mace is a good option. There's the barbed straight sword, which you can get from the depths, which we'll be exploring after Blighttown. Normally we'd be exploring it before, but we're being crazy for this playthrough, so... but yeah, if you can get the barbed straight sword, that's a good option against them. What else? If you have pine resin. Gold pine resin is a good option. We have some of that, but I want to save it. Just in case. I want to save it for Quailag primarily, so I'm gonna do that. And, yeah, but I mean, you're seeing the boss fight right here. I'm gonna skip most of it to the very end and we'll finish him off, so... And this is gonna be it. Alright, so after pounding his butt for a pretty significant amount of time, we are rewarded with 20,000 souls and a Titanite slab. So that's that. Dear Lord, it takes a long time, but he's really not that bad. So now we've gotten large Titanite shard, Titanite chunk, we had the normal Titanite shards, and a Titanite slab. So you can see we have kind of the full range, aside from the normal Titanite shards, of upgrade stones. So these ones take you up to plus 10, these ones take you up to plus 14, and then the Titanite slab is the very last one. Extremely rare, extremely precious upgrade stone, and it'll take you up to that last point where you have your full upgrade path. So Titanite slab for weapon reinforcement, legendary slabs for the domain of the gods, reinforces standard weapons to plus 15, and crystal or lightning weapons to plus 5. So crystal and lightning are another upgrade path that we can go down. Legendary slabs are the heirlooms of a nameless blacksmith deity who forged the weapons of other gods. Weapons forged with this slab become rare legendary weapons. So it's pretty damn cool. And also another reference to the nameless blacksmith deity, who is also mentioned here. Great beasts arose, the Titanite demons, from the demon Titanite. So there you go. That's about the long and short of what we've got to do in the Northern Undead Asylum. Although, there is one more important item which we have yet to obtain here. So escaping out this way, and hey there. This seems familiar, doesn't it? Except, who's that guy? Oh, another Black Knight. Oh, another Black Knight. And he's angry. Alright. Oh, got the partial parry. Didn't quite work out for us. Come on, buddy. Gotcha. Watch Watch that health go down. Haha! Get a walloping. Yeah! Oh, I missed. Or he blocked it. Oh, I hit the wall. Oh, he nearly killed me. That'll do him. And we got ourselves another Black Knight sword. Haven't gotten the shield yet. That's the one thing they all have in common, I believe, is that all of them can drop you that shield, but so far, none of them seem to care enough to do that for us. But you see, we have another corpse in here, interestingly enough. We can get the peculiar doll from it. So if we read the description of that. Strange doll with strange dress. So there was once an abomination who had no place in this world. She clutched this doll tightly and eventually was drawn into a cold and lonely painted world. That's strange. Strange doll in a strange dress. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, a little bit vague. We don't know what that's gonna do, but I'll assure you it's an important item for accessing that cold and forbidden place. So let's level up maybe just a little bit more. Being a little bit boring here. Just getting the ones we know we're gonna want to have. Get that strength up. Let's put faith up. I think that's fair. Using up a lot of souls, I know. A lot of stuff we could be buying at this point, but I think it's also important to make sure we keep our level going steadily upward. We want to be able to use those fancy heavy weapons at some point. Right there you saw we were able to tank like 4 hits from that guy, or 3 hits I think, with the help of the Wolfring's extra poise. So for weaker attacks, taking multiple hits, usually that would hit stun you, but in this case we get a little bit more forgiveness for taking those kinds of shots. We can follow through and attack, do a counterattack of our own. Alright. So we will be back to the Northern Undead Asylum. Not for any purpose within the structure itself, mainly just for Snuggly the Crow trading. But that clears out the area. We got everything we need, so let's curl up like a ball. We don't have to wait as long this time. Love how he just plops you down the nest like that. So that's that. I think I'll actually wrap up the episode on this note. I'm gonna head back down here. Actually, oh, there might be some new folks to talk to down here. Let me check. Hey, Petrus. Nope, nobody new. Do you have anything new to say?
Oh, hello. Miracles, I presume? Very well. I can show undead kin.
Okay, he's already told us all this stuff. Seek guidance is the only thing we can buy. No, thank you. We can buy a normal talisman, which we already have one, or a Thurlin talisman. Nah. Alright, well, something else. I don't know if I noted this before, but, there's one other class who starts in the Way of the White Covenant, and maybe one more after that one, but the two that I know of are the Cleric, obviously. We're the Cleric, so we start in the Way of the White. But also the Knight. The Knight starts in the Way of the White Covenant, so...
Come again. The effectiveness of the teaching.
Yep. I've heard it all before. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, if you check the horror, we've got the Covenant is the Way of the White. And, that's that. So, Crow's just kind of looking around up there. What you doing? Okay. Oh, I'm curious. What do you have to say?
You again? There's nothing to speak about, really. Oh, actually, something strange did happen. That crow flew off with somebody in its clutches. I think it was a man curled up in a ball. Stranger things have happened, right? No, maybe not.
I think we're driving him a little crazy.
What now? I'm not up for chatting. Leave me alone.
Alright, well, that'll do it for the episode. I'm just gonna clean up my inventory a little bit, and next time you see me, we'll be making our way for Blighttown. So, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. See you next time.